Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Giovanni and I'm an Italian artist, and this is the fifth part of the series where I design Pokemon for each country of the world, and you can find all the videos in this playlist that I'm gonna link in the description. And before starting the video, if you want to suggest ideas for more Pokemon for this country or for others, write everything in the comments. I would really appreciate that. So last time we saw some new Pokemon for India, and today we are gonna see some. Also remember to feel free to tell me if you like or not the names and the types I choose. So, starting with two Pokemon I designed for the very first video, I took inspiration from the Hindu god of wind, Vayu, who rides a Chinkara, which is this little type of gazelle. And so I made this little cute Chinkara, and I really like it. It's really cool, and I think it's definitely one of my favorite Pokemon of this series. And for its evolution, I made a taller gazelle with these types of bells. I do not remember how they're called, but they basically sounds with the wind. You understand? And I really like it too. It looks really regal, and I also love the color palette I choose. I want them to be this sort of light pale green instead of a darker one like in the references, and at the end I'm really satisfied with it. And so here we have Chinkava from Chinkara and Hava, which means wind in Hindu, and it's just normal type. It evolves into Monsuzel from monsoon and gazelle, and it's normal and flying types. I imagine this Pokemon like jumping and running in the sky, so that's why flying type. Moving on to a Pokemon inspired by the Karkadan. Karkadan isn't actually a creature of the Indian folklore, but European instead. Basically, it is a sort of unicorn that Europeans saw when they went to India back in the centuries, and in fact, the Indian rhino. And so I thought it would have been a cool concept, and I made this some little medium-sized rhino, and I gave it an armor and a long Indian lance corn. I thought it would be cool to mix the concept of a creature that Europeans saw and mix it with some Indian aesthetics or whatever. And at the end, maybe I should have changed the eye, because it looks a bit strange, but at the end it's not bad in my opinion. It may have a pre-evolution or an evolution, I don't know. And so here we have Karkalans from Karkadan and Lance, and it's Steel and Fairy types. And so moving on to the final two Pokemon of today, I redrew two Pokemon I made time ago for the very first video, and they're inspired by the Hindu god Kurma, which is a turtle avatar of the god Vishnu, and he basically turned into this turtle in the space or something like that. I'm sorry, I do not remember exactly the myth, but I wanted these two Pokemon to be space-based, and so I made them into a combination of meteors and the turtles, and the evolution is really huge, and I really like it. Also, it has a little crown, really cute, and I actually really love it. For the colors, obviously orange, red for the bodies, so they look like lava or magma, and for the shells, browns and a bit of goldy color, so they look like proper meteors. And so here we have Carapatior from Carapax and Meteor, and it's fire and rock types. That evolves into Novartuga from Nova and Tortuga, which means turtle in Spanish, and it's also fire and rock types. So this is the end of this video. I really hope you liked it, and as I said, you will find all the videos in the playlist I link in the description. Tell me which one of these Pokemon you prefer. I really like both Chinkava and Carapatior lines. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said earlier, let me know if you have any other ideas for more designs for this country or for others. Please put a like and subscribe to see more. Also check out my EG, Giovanni Piccoli, with a 4 instead of the A. Giovanni Piccoli was already taken, okay? And I see you next week with the last video of this series where I'll design the legendary Pokemon. Bye everyone.